Algebra 1 EOC practice test number 23. Harold's car has a fuel tank with 12 gallons of fuel in it. The fuel efficiency of Harold's car is 25 miles per gallon. Write an equation to represent the amount of fuel, F, in Harold's car after driving M miles. All right, so they tell us that F represents fuel and M represents miles. So we have 12 gallons of fuel and our car gets 25 miles per gallon. So we want to write an equation. All right, so let's change colors here. All right, so I'm going to have F of M is going to be my function because it's going to be fuel per mile is what we're looking for. And so how do we write this? So it says Harold's car has 12 gallons of fuel. All right, so we start with 12 gallons of fuel. And then as you drive, you're using up fuel. So that means we're going to be subtracting fuel as we drive. So we're going to have to write this as miles per gallon. All right, so it gets 25 miles per gallon. So it's not going to just simply be minus 25. It's going to be 1 over 25 and then times however many miles that you do drive. So we're going to subtract this much fuel for each mile we drive. So if you drive 25 miles, 25 divided by 25 is 1. So we would have 1 gallon less if we drove 25 miles. Let's say we drove 50 miles. 50 divided by 25 is 2 gallons of gas. So 12 minus 2 gallons of gas, after 50 miles, we would have 10 gallons left. So you can see if you just plug in the numbers, hopefully it would make sense. So it says write an equation to represent the amount of fuel remaining after driving M miles. So that's what we did. This is how many miles we drive, so how much fuel you have left after a certain number of miles. So let's see, how many miles could we drive before we're on empty? So 12 times 25, we should be able to drive 300 miles before we run out of gas. So if M is 300, okay, so this is just an example, just to check it. All right, so we've got 12 gallons to start with. If we do 1 times 300, so 300 miles over 25 miles per gallon, so 12 minus 300 divided by 12 is 25. Oh, wait a minute, I need to do 300 divided by 25 to get 12. So 12 minus 12 is 0. So we can drive 300 miles before we run out of gas. So all I did there was check the equation to see if it's working the way we want it to, and it does. So when you plug in numbers for the number of miles driven, then it tells you how much fuel is remaining. And that's what the question asks us to do. Write an equation to represent the amount of fuel remaining after driving so many miles. All right, that's number 23.